What's up, YouTube? This is Dark Wolf Gaming, Dark Wolf here himself, and I'm just bringing you my version of the one deck, 1 month. As you can see, I'm playing Dino. I used to play this back in the day, a long time ago, and I like to switch decks, so I decided to go back to it. It was between this and one of my other favorite decks, Solomon Greats, and I chose this, and I did pretty well. Um, I'll go over my matchups towards the end and how I did. But let's get into it. We will go with the main deck first. Alright. First, of course, we play our boss monster. Three Ultimate Conductor Tyrannos. Basically, he's the boss monster, and what he does, his effect, you have to either banish two of dinos from your graveyard to special summon them, or you cheat them out with Double Evolution Pill, which I'll get into that when I get to it. But his effect is you can destroy one monster on the field or in the hand, and basically book a moon your opponent's field. Any monster that can be flipped down. Obviously, Link monsters cannot be flipped. And then his effect, he can attack every card monster on the field once per turn. So if they have like three monsters, you flip them, attack, attack, attack. And there's two ways you can do it. You can use his other effect, which when you attack a monster effect, send to the graveyard 4,000 life points of damage. So you can still poke some damage in, even through defense. And then there's a card in the extra deck that lets us do piercing as well. So that comes up a lot. He's really hard to out sometimes. If they don't permit or whatever, you're just going to ruin their day for the most part. Especially if they rely on their normal summon. That they go normal, you chain the effect, flip it. Sometimes they pass the turns, not all the time. So there's decks that can play through that, but still, you just gotta know your matchup, learn your matchups, stuff like that. Next, we play 3 Soul Eating Oviraptors. And basically, if this is kind of like your searcher or your starter, besides some of your spells. It's if this card is normal or special summon, you could take one dinosaur type monster from your deck and either add it to your hand or send it to the graveyard, which is good. You can either add your conductor to your hand, you could add miscellaneous to your hand. Depending on your plays, you can add a baby to your hand. You can also send Quatless to the grave to get a double evolution pill. Double evolution pill. So, he's got many choices depending on the game state of, what you're doing or what you're trying to do. But he's really good. If they ever hit him, it's probably going to hurt the deck a little bit. But it is what it is. Dino's best deck. Then we play, of course, the man, the myth, the dinosaur. 3 Miscellaneous Saurus. This is the card that everybody wants banned or back at 1. It's a really strong card, so I understand it. But what it does is if you have it in your hand, you can discard it to the graveyard. And for the main phase, your opponent can't activate any effects or anything towards your dinosaur monster's effects. So if you have this and, let's say, Oviraptor, you pitch this, protect all your dinos, your normal summon your Oviraptor, and you can just play freely. You effect, you don't have to worry about an Ash, you don't have to worry about an Imperm. They can't respond to it. And then you just build your field. Second effect is that once it's in the graveyard, you can banish it and how many dinos you have in your graveyard, and special summon the dino from your deck to the field, which is huge. It's basically your combo play to get out the level 1 guy. I'm also using him as to get out my special tech that you'll see a little later. It literally won me games yesterday, my tech, because no one plays this in the Dino deck. I've seen profiles that maybe ran this card back in like a year, 2 years ago, but I put it in mine. It's just because it's so good and it's so easy. I literally outed a Dragoon with this one single card. Next, of course, you play 3 Venusaurs. You know, this is a card that you always want to pop off of Oviraptor. You want to pop it with Tyranno, Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. You also want to pop it with, you know, the Alligator Dino, you know, Amador. So, you know, it's really good. Basically, its effect is if this card is destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, special summon 1 level 4 or lower dinosaur type monster from the deck. So this is going to get you out an Oviraptor. This is going to get you out a Giant Rex. It's going to get you out your Dino Tuner. You know, if you want to go that route. It's going to get you out my special tech. You know, it's got a lot of versatility to it, and it's, you know, just a common, which it needs to be an upgrade. We need a super or ultra, secret, something, you know. Pretty much all the Dino cards that we have in our Dino deck have an upgrade besides this one, or a hollow. But next, we play just one of the other baby. And basically what it does is if this card is destroyed by a card effect and is sent to the graveyard, special summon 1 level 4 or higher dinosaur type monster from your deck, but it cannot attack. So basically, same thing, you're just going to pop it, you know, chain the effect. And then this is going to either get you out your Prinkatops, which is huge, or depending on your matchup, which I did it on Saturday at my locals, instead of getting out Prank, I got out Quatless because I was playing a back row heavy deck, and I sat on Quatless. I was, you know, really good. It's really, really good. Other than that, you can get out Conductor, but it can't attack. But you can still activate its effect, so you can still book a moon the field if you wanted to. I never went that route. I always either went Prank or Quatless, so not bad. Next, we play the 1 Amador Archosaurus. Really good card. Basically, if this card is no more special summon, you could destroy 1 dinosaur monster in your hand or face up on the field except himself, and then add 1 reptile, sea serpent, or winged beast monster with the same original level as the destroyed monster, or 1 evolution pill. We never summon out a monster. We just go right for the double evolution pill. That's basically how we're going to cheat out our Conductor. And you add the evolution pill to your hand from the deck, and of course, pretty much they all have a once per turn clause. Then we played the other little baby, Drac Elio. Basically, he's in here just because he's a tuner, and you know, it is what it is. You know, you play him just for the tuner OTK play. Did I do it? No. Did I ever see him in my hand? No, surprisingly. And I run I believe it's 40 or 41 card deck. But yeah, it's there just in case that I need it. Then I play, of course, the one Prankatops. Being able to special him out and just pop something is really good. You know, you pop himself and a card on the field. You know, get rid of a threat that, you know, can be popped. Unlike Dragoon, you know, but hey, Dragoon's a thing. And so you just do that. Or you can just, you know, attack with him if you can clear the board. He's a 26 speeder, so, you know, punching face for 26 is not bad at all. Then I play the one Overtech Quatless. I might actually bump this up to 2. We will see. But this is just what I played for this week at my locals. And it came in huge. His effect is it can't be normal summon and must be special summoned from the hand by shuffling 5 of your banished dinosaurs back into the deck, which we never do. We always cheat him out either with the Perchenodon or we sent him to the grave. That's basically all he's in here for. And then once per turn, when your opponent activates the spell or trap card, quick effect, you can destroy one monster, or dino monster, sorry, in your hand or face up on the field, and if you do, negate the activation. So again, if you're playing a back row heavy deck, you just wait until they activate that one card that they need, or that one card that's going to mess with your board, and just pop a card in your hand. Sometimes you'll have one of the babies in your hand, and you just go off on their turn. And then you destroy that card. And then if this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can add one evolution pill spell from your deck to your hand. So basically, we have 2 ways to get to our double evolution pill. So in a sense, we play 4 copies, which is really good. We want to see that as quick as possible. Then we play just the one of Giant Rex. Basically, its effects are it cannot attack directly, and if this card is banished, you can special summon it to the field. So basically, the play is sometimes he'll be in your graveyard, and you have a conductor in your hand, or you have an evolution pill. You banish it and something else, another dino or a non-dino if you're using the evolution pill, and summon out your conductor effect Rex special. So you're putting a body on the board. Also, it hasn't come up much, but his other effect is he gains 200 attack for each banished dino. So he can get decently big, and he's already at 2,000. So not bad. Then we're to my tech card. Again, like I said, no one plays this, and I don't know why. But I played it, and it came in huge. This card literally won me 3 matches in my duels. And that is Tyranno Infinity. This card is bonkers. No one ever sees it's coming, and it's just great. Its effects are the original attack of this card is the number of banished dinosaur type monsters times 1,000. So he can get pretty big pretty fast depending on the game state. He's not good going in the early game of your match, like round 1, round 2. He's going to be small, but if they slowed you down enough and you slowed them down enough to go into round 3 and round 4 of that duel match, he is usually pretty big. I got him up to 6,000 this weekend and beat over a Dragoon. Yeah, beat over a Dragoon. He took 2,000 because I got him up to 6,000. And then I whacked for face with my conductor, and then I think I had Oviraptor for game. So, comes in clutch, kind of situational, but your opponent never sees him coming because they don't know he's in the deck. And then, of course, the next card, just the one barrier statue of the Storm Winds. just for the Stormbird play. If you're going first, basically try to lock your opponent out. Make them eat their battle phase, so that way, it's pretty good. But its effect, no monsters can be special summoned except wind monsters. So they can't special summon a wind monster from their hand. They can't special. Oh, they can't. No, sorry, not wind. They can't special anything but a wind from their hand, deck, or extra deck. And a lot of decks don't. They're not playing wind witches, or they're not playing any wind monsters like speedroids, or everything's like in my locals. It's either earth machines or machines for the cyber dragons. Then you got your rogue, your rogue matchups. You got zoos. Again, they're not wind. So it's huge. It makes them normal something, beat over it, and stops them from OTKing you. So that is huge. Next week is the hand traps. We play 3 Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Well, being able just to stop your opponent from searching from the deck or sending a card from the deck to the graveyard is really, really good. It's definitely gone up and gone down in metas, and during certain ban lists and stuff like that. But I still think it's really good to run, because sometimes a great Ash hit ends their turn. You know what I mean? It's to the point to where, I like Ash. There's a lot of debate that Ash isn't good, or Ash is, meta relevant to, the meta. But I think it's okay. I like it. I run it in pretty much all my decks. Next, I play 3 Joel Lockbird. And this card right now in the meta game today is really, really good. It basically stops your opponent from adding cards to their hand. Its effect: if a card is added from the main deck to your opponent's hand, except during the draw phase, quick effect, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard. For the rest of the turn, cards cannot be added from either player's main deck to the hand. Which, you drop this on their turn, you're not usually searching anything from your deck to your hand anyways. And basically, like I said, our meta is combo relevant. And if not combo relevant, just, they want to get their resources from their deck to their hand, either to continue their plays or to set up for next turn if they can't kill you. And this literally just says, no, you're not adding anything. You can send whatever you want to the graveyard, that's fine. But you're not adding it to your hand to combo off or, try to kill me later. Really good. This card, I would say, is the best hand trap right now for the meta. And I'd say, Ash is right behind that. I mean, I'm probably, that's up for debate. And people say I'm wrong and whatnot. And honestly, it's just your opinion. That's my opinion. That's what I've seen. And, it is what it is. But that's it for the monster count. Next, we're into the spells. Of course, we play 3 Fossil Dig. It's basically our searcher of the deck. Lets us get Oviraptor, any of the babies, miscellaneous. If we want to go and get our tech card, Infinite Tyranno, it's there. And it's really good. It's basically, you're never sad to see this, and you're never sad to see when you draw 2 of this, because it's not once per turn. So if you open up 2, that's 2 monsters you're adding to your hand, 2 dinos. and you just continue off. Even 9 out of 10 times, this is ash bait. You play this, and let's say if you want something else to go off, you play this. No one wants you to go get Oviraptor. They see this, they ash this immediately. If they have it in their hand, of course. Next, we play Three Lost World. Back in the day, I never ran this card, but I'm more looking into the deck and being more knowledgeable about the deck and stuff like that. This card is bonkers. Basically, what it says is that all monsters in the field lose 500 attack and defense, except dinosaur monsters. Once per turn, if a dinosaur monster is no more special summon, except during the damage step, you can special summon one drag token, dinosaur type, Earth, level 1, attack 0, defense 0, to your opponent's field in defense position. While your opponent controls the token, they cannot target monsters on the field with card effects except the token. Once per turn, if a normal monster on the field would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can destroy that many dinosaur type monsters in your hand or deck instead. So basically the play is you play the Lost World, normal or special, whatever you do. Affect the Lost World, you give your opponent a token, and now they're locked into not being able to target you. They can't ash, they can't anything of your dinos. So it's kind of like a backup to your miscellaneous. If they negate your miscellaneous, you just play this, and it's basically the same thing, which is good. So the main combo for this is you play Lost World, you normal Oviraptor, affect the Lost World, give your opponent a token. You do your search with Oviraptor, effect as a second effect of Oviraptor, target the token because it's a dino, and Lost World effect, protect it, send baby. That's the main goal. You can send whatever you want, but you want to send Baby Sarosaurus to the graveyard because then it triggers that effect and you summon out whatever level 4 or whatever you need. Basically, depending on your hand and that, it's at least a Doka or a Lagia at best. Just opening up Lost World and Oviraptor. I mean, you get further, but let's say if you get interrupted, at least you get that far. And Doka and Lagia, they're both pretty decent cards. And of course, we play the one Terraforming because it's that one. So we literally play 4 Lost Worlds. Konami really doesn't like field spells, so that's why they cut Terraforming to 1. Because most decks would run 6 Terraformings. Or not 6 Terraformings, 3 Terraformings, 3 Lost Worlds, so which is in sense 6 Lost Worlds, or 6 whatever field spells. But I see it, I understand it. Next we played a 1 Gosark. Basically lets you banish 1 card from your deck, and then on the 3rd turn, or 2nd standby phase, my fault, you can add it to your hand. Well, the play is you send your giant Rex to the banish pile, and then Rex effect, since it was banished that turn, special it. It's really good. Then we play the 2 double evolution pills. And this is our way to cheat out Conductor. It cheats out Quatless. It cheats out Prank. So you have three options. Effect: banish 1 dinosaur monster and 1 non-dino monster from your hand or graveyard. Special summon 1 level 7 higher or higher dinosaur monster from the hand or deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. You can only activate 1 per turn. So you literally cheat them out. Really good card. 2, I think 2 is right at the nice spot. You don't want to see 1 like some decks I've seen run one. I've seen some decks run all three. And 3 is too much. You never want to open both of them. Seeing both in the hand or seeing 2 in the hand is really bad. But if you open 1, that's fine. You know, that's great. But if you open up 2, it's bad. Next we play, because we're mainly a going second build. I mean, we can go first, but I mean 3 Dark Ruler no more. Between the Ash and the Drolls, hopefully I slow you down enough. But let's say if I don't open up one of them and I open up this, you can build your board. I'm just going to shut it off. Basically what it says, negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls. Until the end phase also, for the rest of the turn after this card effect resolves, your opponent takes no damage. Either player can activate monster effects in response to this card. So if they have like a Borosaur Dragon, if they have a Dragoon, they literally can't activate anything monster-wise to negate this. Now, if they have some type of spell remover or spell negate, yeah, then they can negate it that way. But 9 out of 10 times, that doesn't happen. Most decks just build their board of monsters with effects to shut you down. You shut them down. Yeah, you can't kill them that turn, but with the Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, you can basically just whack them all, get them off the field. And then for the last 2 cards we play the 2 Lightning Storms. Again, I would play 3. I'd probably cut the level 1 tuner Dino and put the 3rd one in. I don't have 3 at the moment, but I have 2, so I main 2. And this card came in clutch. In one of my matches, it literally blew up their board. Now, there was one time I misplayed. I probably could have won the game sooner, but I had this and another card in my hand, and I played the other card instead, which then it was face up, which, that locks me out. The effect is, if you control no face-up cards, activate one of these effects. Destroy all attacking position monsters under your opponent's controls. Destroy all spells and traps your opponent controls. So it's basically, for the combo decks, destroys all that. But this card can be negated very easy, but if they don't have the answer to it, then you just blow up their board. And then back row heavy decks, which I did play a couple, I literally just played this and blew out their back row and won the game. And that's it. That's the main deck. I believe it's 40-41. I can't remember. But now to the side deck. No, extra deck. We'll get to the side next. We played a 1 Link Rebo. Basically there for the Amador. Get it off the field to make your evolution pill live. You just make this and then you link it off into Secure Gardener. So that way, with the evolution pill in your hand, if your plays can't go any further, at least you have Link Rebo and the dinosaur in your graveyard already to go off. Next I play Penistag, which came in huge a few games. I made this a couple games, put it in my link zone, put Ultimate Conductor Tyranno ring under it, Book of Moon, everything. Oh, bam, 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 just whack, whack, whack for game. Because, in fact, if you link monster attacks a defense position, monster inflict piercing damage to your opponent. So basically, the Tyranno is going to be linked with the Pentastag. So all that damage, defense face down, normally they wouldn't be taking damage. Now you're doing piercing, just whacking for beaten face, and it's pretty much game. And then we play one Masquerena. Now this week I didn't make it, so I didn't need it. Like in all my matches, I'll say now, I never went first. They took the Dino challenge, I'm guessing, because especially with my build likes to go second. It can go first, but it's mainly a go second build, and they did not want me going first for some other reason. But this effect, during your opponent's main phase, you can quick effect. Immediately after this effect resolves, summon one link monster using materials you control, including this card. You can only use this effect of Masquerena once per turn. A link monster that was used for material cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. So basically, if you link into like the player's Nightmare Unicorn, they can't blow it up. They have to run it over, basically. And then that leads up to our next three cards. We do run the Nightmare package: Phoenix, Cerberus, and Unicorn. It's a nice little small package. I hate back row, so between the main, the extra, and the side, yeah, we try to cover all that. First, Nightmare Phoenix. It's a fact. If this card is link summoned, you can discard one card and then target one spell or trap your opponent controls. Destroy it. There's our back row hate. And then if this card was co-linked, when this effect was activated, you can draw one card, which is good. So, I haven't done it yet, but there is a play where you can have like Link Rebo or Pentastag, Nightmare Phoenix, and then like Cerberus here, and they're all co-linked, so you draw a card and whatnot. Nightmare Cerberus effect. If this card is link summoned, you can discard one card and target one special summon monster your opponent controls in the main monster zone and destroy it. And then if this was co-linked, when this effect was activated, you can draw one card. So again, this is for blowing up a monster that could be, give you trouble down the line. Let's just say that you bait out Burrow Load Savage Dragons. They're one in the gate for the turn. You make this and blow it up. They can't stop you. Unless they have like a Dragoon or something else that can shut this off. But other than that, you usually get rid of it. And then the Nightmare Unicorn, which is usually you would want to summon off the IP. It's basically, if this card is link summoned, you can discard one card and target one card on the field. Return it to the deck. Then if this card was co-linked, when this effect was activated, you draw one card. So, yeah, again, they all have that same effect. So, pretty good. You make this bounce a problematic card. Not bad. You could have, like, your IP, make this, blow up one monster, link those two away, make this on your turn, if you want to try to clear their board, or if you've already cleared their board with an IP and Cerberus, and you didn't go for game, on their turn, you link those two off in the Unicorn, discard, really good. Any way we could slow our opponent down is the best form of Yu-Gi-Oh, I think. I like the interaction. I don't like, the fact that there's decks out there that can not let you play. But that's the game, I don't like it, but I still enjoy playing. And then we play one Reproductus. This is for our Sing Bird play. Basically, its effects are, you can activate one of these effects. Declare one type of monster. All face-up monsters this card points to become that type until the end phase. Declare one attribute. All face-up monsters this card points to become that attribute until the end of the turn. So you have card manipulation with this card. Basically, you're going to turn it into, you're going to call Wing Beast. So whatever this card is pointing to, this and that card turn into a Wing Beast, which then lets you special, link into Symborg, Bird of Serenity. Um, Basically, the only effect that we really care about is the end phase. When you link into this on your end phase, you can special out from the deck another Wing Beast monster, which obviously we play the one barrier statue that's a winged beast that prevents your opponent from specialing anything but wind. So which is good. Then we play one Tornado Dragon. This is questionable. This is my questionable spot. Again, I don't like back row hate. So if I see that you have a ton of back row and I don't want to go into the Phoenix play, or I don't have a Lightning Storm or whatnot, I'll make this and detach, because its effect once per turn during either player's turn, which is huge. You can do it twice, once on your turn, once on theirs. You can detach one XYZ material from this card, then target one spell or trap card on the field and destroy it. So basically, the play is if they set a spell trap on their turn and they didn't activate it, on their end phase, you chain Tornado Dragon and pop that set card because they cannot activate it, so they just lose it. Then we play Lagia. Now, I didn't make this at all this weekend. I didn't need to, really. But its effect is, during either player's turn, when a monster would be normal or special summoned, or a spell or trap card is activated, you can detach two materials from this card, negate the summon or activation, and if you do, destroy that card. I never used it. It's there. It's a good card. Like I said, I just never really used it. But I did make this guy, though. I didn't make Doka. I made it a few times, and there was a couple times where my opponent tried to chain effects to like my conductor, and I had this out, and I just negated it. And the effect is, during either player's turn, so again, huge, on my turn or your turn, when a monster effect is activated, you can detach one XYZ material from this card, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. So, you negate it and destroy. Get rid of it. Then we play the one's Super Dreadnought, Rail Cannon, Gustav Max. I actually made this once this weekend, and that was my round 4 matchup in game 2. I couldn't whack for game, but I had them low enough to where I just overlaid my 2 conductors into this and just killed them. And effect is, once per turn, you can detach one material from this card and inflict 200,000, not 200,000, what am I saying? 2,000 damage to your opponent. I wish it was 200,000, but it's not. It's just 2,000. So basically, I had them down to 1,800 and made this game. And then this is, if I ever got the 3rd Lightning Storm and I took out the one baby Tuna Dino, I would cut this card. But for now, I play the one High Speed Roy Chimbura. Basically, there's the OTK to where you make this and the conductor. Getting ahead of myself. And you just punch for face. The effect is, this card can make a second attack during each battle phase. At the start of the damage step, if this card battles, it gains 200 attack. and it's permanent attack, by the way. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one of your banished speed void, which we don't play, and add it to your hand. So basically, what you do, it's a 2,000 beater. Let's say if they have either a defense monster or something that you can beat over. The play is you use Conductor, kill everything, and it just battles. It doesn't say it has, like some of the cards says it has to battle a monster to get the effect. It just needs a battle. So after you clear the board with Conductor, let's say that your opponent had 3,000. Not 3,000. 3 monsters. That's 3,000 from Conductor because you send for the effect. You whack for 2, so that's 5. So now it can make another attack and just attack from game. I didn't make it, but it's good. And then the new card I got, I put it in here. I didn't make it. There was a couple times. Actually, there was more than a couple times. There was a few times I could have made this, but I chose to go a different play. It's the Underworld Goddess of the Closed World. It just came out in the new set that we got. I believe it's Blazing Vortex. And in fact, you can also use one monster your opponent controls as material to this link summoning card. If this card is link summoned, you can negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls. This link summon card is unaffected by your opponent's card effects, opponent's activated effects, unless they target this card. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect that special summons a monster or monsters from the graveyard, quick effect, you can negate the activation. So they have the little S in quotation. So if they try to, if some decks can bring back from the graveyard like 2 or 3 sometimes, you just, no. It cancels it all out. But that, for the extra deck, there's really, right now, there's much I would change. The 2 questionable spots, maybe 3, would be the Underworld, the Chambara, and the Tornado Dragon. Definitely, this one would be the first to go. But other than that, that's the extra deck. Now for the side, again, side is always up for debate, up for preference of your playstyle and your locals and or meta. Unfortunately, because of our current predicament that we're in, the pandemic, all the main events like the regionals and YCSs are still kind of closed. Hopefully we can go to one by the end of the year. If not, definitely, hopefully, the start of the year, Konami would have an event immediately, but we'll see. So this is the side. We play 3 Artifact Lancia. Basically what this card does is it's a hand trap. You can discard this card and basically shuts off your opponent from banishing any cards. So if I'm playing like the mirror match, I'll side this in. If I'm playing Virtual World, definitely Virtual World, you play this, they cry. I mean, they could still play, but you severely hurt them because they like to banish their cards. And then Eldridge, they, play this, they can't banish anything. You slow them down. So, good versatile card. I play that. Then we play Harpy's Feather Duster. Again, as you can see, I do not like playing against back row decks. I don't like Floodgates. I'm not against Floodgates like some players are. Some players think playing Floodgates is mindless Yu-Gi-Oh. You know, it takes no skill. But in all retrospect, you have to know when to activate your cards. So it does take skill. I mean, I can just fire off a card and whatever, you know. But I just prefer not to deal with anything in the back row. Then I play my tech card, Dimensional Barrier. I want to shut off fusions as quick and as fast as I can. This card effect is declare one monster type, Ritual, Fusion, Synchro, XYZ, or Pendulum. For the rest of the turn, neither player can special summon monsters of the declared type. Also negate the effects of all monsters of that type while they're on the field. You can only activate one-dimensional barrier once per turn. So let's say if they had... Let's just say if you didn't activate it in time and they were able to get like an XYZ and you were... and then you realize, uh-oh, I better hurry up and activate this. You activate it, call XYZ. They can't summon any more XYZs, and then when they did, it shut off. So it's really good. This still helps. 9 out of 10 times when I'm putting this in, I'm putting it in for fusions. I do not want to see a Dragoon. I don't want to see any Shaddolls, Wendy, Acopone, any of them. I don't want to see Makaba. So it has many uses. And then I play. I tried out Warning Point. I think I sided in one game, and I didn't see it. But the effects are, when a monster is summoned this turn, that face-up monster cannot attack. Its effects are negated, and also it cannot be used for fusion, synchro, XYZ, and the most, finally, they put it in, link summon. You know, so it literally just sits there on their field. So depending on what you're playing, this card can shut a deck down because they needed, whatever card you target to go to the graveyard for the link summon or whatever. And if they can't get it, sometimes they pass. It hasn't happened yet, but it is what it is. Then I play three Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries. Oh, excuse me. Basically, again, the cards I just mentioned just a few seconds ago, I don't want to see. The cards I chose for my Winter Cherries targets, because basically what goes on is during either player's turn, if your opponent controls more monsters than you do, you can discard this card, reveal one card in your extra deck, and then look at your opponent's extra deck. So basically, well, with the new rule, you're supposed to be able to see, but in a gray area. And look at your opponent's extra deck. Also, banish all cards in their extra deck with the same name of the revealed card. You can only use the effect once per turn. And which the two I chose for the last two spots is Acopone and Winda. They're out of the cards I call of Makaba, Dragoon, and then like these two. From my opinion, these two are the ones I don't want to deal with. Just for the simple fact, when this shuts me down, if I can't special my plays, then it hurts. Unless I opened up a conductor and, had double evolution pill in my hand, or some way to get them out, then that would be my one special summon. But her effect is cannot be destroyed by any of your opponent's card effects. Each player can only special summon monsters once per turn. while this card is face up on the field. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one Shaddoll spell or trap from your graveyard and add it back to your hand. So basically, not only does it shut you down to only one special summon, when you do get rid of it, it basically adds back Shaddoll Schism. You really don't care about anything but that card. It's crazy. And then for the Akopone, cannot be destroyed by battle. You can only use each of the following effects of Shaddoll Akopone once per turn. If this card is special summon, you can target one face-up card on the field, negate its effect, which 9 out of 10 times that's what they do. And then, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add one Shaddoll card from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So again, this is another way for them to get back their Schism. You really don't, like I said, you really don't care if they want to get back their El Shaddoll Fusion or the Shaddoll Fusion. It really does not matter at all. You just do not want them to get that Schism back. But that's it. That's my deck. Now for my matchups real quick. Round 1, I played Pure Zoo with a hint of something else. I can't remember. But I 2-0'd him. The game went pretty quick. Basically, he was able to get in game 2 Zeus out, which board wiped me. But I just had the follow up to where I outed the Zeus and then just beat face. So I 2-0'd him. My round 2 matchup was, who did I play? Trying to think. I should have wrote it down. I knew it. I'll come back to round 2. Round 3, I played Cyber Dragons. I got O2'd. And the person I lost to came in first that night. He went 4-0. Which was great. My game 1, I opened all my hand traps. And I slew him down. I just could not get a Dino to my hand that could be put on the field and attack. It happens. And then game 2 of that round, same thing, really. Round 3 was the only time the deck really struggled. But other than that, pretty good. Round 4, I played against Evil Eye, and I 2-0'd them. Basically, I just opened up the nuts both games. He goes for the standard Evil Eye play. Their main monster set to back row. Well, I opened up Lightning Storm, blew up the back row, killed his monsters, and beat face. Game 2, basically same thing. I just opened up the nuts, and he tried to negate something, and I had Dolka on the field, and I negated his and just won the game. And then round 3, round 2. What did I play round 2? It was Zeus or Zeus. Oh, it was Cosmos. I played Cosmos. My fault. It took me a second, but I remembered. I played Cosmos, and I 2-0'd him. Cosmos is another kind of going second deck, and I actually won that die roll, so I made a mistake. And I made him go first, and that deck does not want to go first. And I build my board, whack, and with the Cosmo effects is that once they've been attacked, they can if they're destroyed, special summon another one out. So Conductor just keeps whacking, and he just kept doing it, and it just kept whacking, and finally I just won. And then round 2 of that match, or game 2, he learned what he made a mistake and he wasn't activating their effects. And I just kept killing them with the big monsters. So my overall night, I went 3-1. My total record for match wise was 6-2. The deck worked perfect. I probably not going to change it. I'm going to leave it for the second week of one deck, 1 month. So this is my first week. I went 3-1, 6-2 overall. I came in 5th place overall record wise on the night. Very happy. I went back to my roots and played it very well. And I made one player salty that I beat him 2-0, but it's okay. It happens. And that's it, guys. Thank you for watching my video. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I'm sorry that I haven't put out more content. I've just been really busy between work and then my side projects that I do. Other than that, thank you, guys.